But now, let's see how well I can read about treasures. Oh, also we get a bonus. Captain Olimar, I detect a great deal of sparklium from the spring over there. This is just what we needed. Let's go. And it's the Sparklium Springs, which is crazy. But now we need to read. It looks like a lighthouse for small lakes or ponds. The SS Dolphin II protested that this can't possibly be useful, but I disagree. The Pikmin are small too, but they've more than proven their worth. Yeah, protested was the right word. Pikmin are about the same size as Olimar is. My guess is we're a huge candle or a small lighthouse. Olimar has a thing for lighthouses right now, but the SS Dolphin II says it's actually a rocket capable of navigating the universe. Then it brushed aside all my questions with super string theory. I'm not convinced. But we can't see the string on it though. Where's the string? One day when I have to walk morning to night and my feet are screaming at me to stop, going through this gate helps. Its strong magnetic force must realign the flow of iron in my blood, I guess. I just had an unpleasant thought. Was it this strong magnetic force that riled up the puff stalk too? I'm starting to feel ill again at the idea. I don't know what he means by that, by the puff stalk. If only I could read about the enemies, maybe that would help me out. I also have no idea why I paused between the two pages on that. You know, on the magnet, but whatever. So this is a time trial kind of bonus thing, which I surmise was the case. Don't know why the Red Pikmin are in the bubble. This is incredible, Captain Olimar. There's more Sparklium here than I know what to do with. Collect as much as you can in the time that you have. Ready. Go. Also, I had thought that I fixed the weird stutter problem there. Sadly, as you could see, I did not. And it didn't. It's happening less, but it mainly happens here. I think a lot of stuff on screen is causing it. Obviously, due to emulation. I'm not gonna try to hide it. I'm obviously emulating. My complaints about not having a stylus should be clear. And also I would be complaining here as well because it is kind of hard to do this without the stylus to help. I feel like I would have a better time with the aim. It's like the mouse just doesn't quite move at the right pace that I would need it to. It kind of gets like a little stuck with me using the like keyboard controls. But we still got a decent amount of Sparklium. We did alright. We can't replay this level right away, but the ship does mention that we can come back later. I guess if you have an issue of needing just more because you didn't collect all the treasures or something. I'm assuming maybe after completing so many levels it will like repopulate. The Sparklium that was overflowing here is all gone now, but who's to say there won't be more later? Let's come back in a while. And I think I'd try to go in again just to see. There isn't any Sparklium here now, but the spring might replenish itself after a while. So, on to back and forth roads. Whatever that means. The strange name. These are strange names for these levels. So here I go back, and now I'm going forth. Again, old joke that I use. Please clap. The Pikmin were having some fun bouncing on that stuff, and then we can push these blocks, which kind of surprised me, honestly, because they looked like they would have been, like, I don't know, related to, like, heavy Pikmin, like the rock ones, maybe. I don't think purple Pikmin are in this game. I also consider that it might be regrettable that I pushed that, because there could have been stuff under there. I don't think there was, though. And also, it was silly that our little Pikmin friends wanted to push it more. And here's the little scary spider, and I realize its crazy legs are probably an issue. So I try to stay away from them as much as I can. And again, because I'm not using a stylus is why I kind of have to do the back off and then come back for the enemy thing. Here I struggle a little bit because I try to whistle the Pikmin so I can throw them at the enemy that's going to kill us. But then they want to like start pushing this block immediately. So a little bit of a panic. It didn't amount to anything, but I got scared. And then there's a scary spider again. But if we can just get it before its legs come down, then I think we're fine. Although here I almost get these Pikmin killed. Thankfully they can climb up that ramp easily. And then I see a cool bonus zone that the Pikmin are not needed for. So jetpack it is. And I think I look at the map for this, and the map does clearly show where there's these bonus rooms. At least I'm assuming it would if I wasn't in the area. I guess it could be one that wouldn't show up on the map until I get there. But I also get a little confused. The what color means what on the map confused me. I wasn't sure what was like negative space and what was, you know, like footing, like a solid object. I tried to push this for too long without realizing there was a little lip on the ceiling that made it that pushing wasn't a viable option. So silly me. Again, I'm very bad at puzzles. And I am also bad at throwing, because I think I keep hitting the ceiling for a bit here. The sheer grubs scare me. All enemies kind of scare me. I also grabbed that heart. I didn't mean to. But sometimes I just throw at wild locations. Also, it seems like we always have an upward arc when we throw, so a little bit of an issue with that one. I think this is actually when I realized that, like, clearly we had to push the rock from this angle, but this is when I see the lip and I'm like, I see now. I see what might have been the issue. It's very obvious now. And then look, Olimar's helping pushing. I don't think he actually is, but he kind of looks like he is. I also get spooked because the spider actually comes down this low. I kind of assumed it only stopped halfway up the vine to try to get us while we climbed the vine. But thankfully the rock kind of blocked it, so it couldn't do us any harm. But then, oh no, more spiders spawn. And that's no good. And this is going to be a fun spot. Because I heard the chicken, I'm ready to fight the chicken. That chicken kills very easily if you're only aiming at its face. So now I only have the one Pikmin. And I'm like, well, maybe I should just reset, because that sucks to know. So clearly I have to aim at the top of the head or the back, or else Pikmin will die. And I mean, the one Pikmin is doing a decent job, but again, like I said, I kind of was in like a defeatist state of, we didn't really get too far, maybe I should just reset, especially once I get that Pikmin killed. But wait, oh, all the Pikmin are gone. When you get into situations like this, blow your whistle somewhere that you think you might find Pikmin, so we don't get like instantly game overed by a complete Pikmin death situation, which is called a Pikmin extinction from previous games. We can just go to a location like that and get new Pikmin, which is nice. So I'm like, oh, you know what, we'll just keep going. I do appreciate not having to restart completely. I kind of was wondering how the game would handle running out of Pikmin. I would imagine potentially it could stop you from collecting treasures. What's happening? A new Pikmin type, maybe? Oh no! I like how the sheer grub gets a little ghost. And Olimar's like, nah, don't need to do that anymore. Again, just a fun scene for no reason. I go back in just to see if that, like, cave was anything, but it did not exist. It was not real. It was only for the cutscene. But watch out, there's spooky spiders over here. And sheer grubs all over the place. Very scary situation. But we get Yellow Pikmin, which is nice. And now we can actually see how we handle two types of Pikmin. Basically, we just have to touch the Pikmin that we want. The bigger one is clearly the one we will throw. And the little one's just there that we can hit the button to switch between them. If for whatever reason that spider doesn't want to come down. By the way, spoilers, I still don't have any bestiary, Piclopedia for the enemies, so I still can't read anything about them. I don't know when we'll unlock that, but it's strange to not have it. I'm just waiting for the spider. I clearly don't want to, like, pull that thing down, but thankfully the spider decides to show up. So now we can go up. I'm clearly very good at throwing. And then that's, you know, I go up here and I see that door up there, and it's, well, cave entrance that isn't on any landing. And then I come in here and see Wile E. Coyote kind of thing. I guess we're just waiting for the rock to be brought down. I kind of was focusing a little too much on the top there that I did not realize these little grubs showed up. So I think the idea was mainly it was just a survival, like survive until they can get it done situation. Which they dealt with very easily. And I mean, it was just some grubs that I took a hit, but it didn't really matter that much. But then there's a cool stopwatch. It's not a stopwatch, it's just a pocket watch, isn't it? I think this was a situation where I said, like, I'm always kind of worried, stopped Doomsday Clock. I'm always kind of worried when you can clearly see that there's, like, 3 objects. That when I grab one of the objects, it's gonna be, like, the last one. Because it'll show up in the, like, rightmost slot on the 3 objects thing there, right? Thankfully, did not happen. And thankfully, we had this heart available. So now I'm at full Olimar health. And then I got spooked by a grub. Which always happens. But wait, what's happening now? It's a beautiful butterfly. It's massive. Pikmin love it. They're having a grand time. And then I just lose 4 Pikmin. Gone forever. I was actually convinced for a minute that all my Pikmin actually did leave me, but it just took a minute for them to show up after the cutscene. And there's a beautiful shiny thing in a dirt mound, but the spider steals it from us. I like the way the spider does its little legs. He's a fun little guy. And as you can kind of tell from here, just how we would probably get to that item that we saw up above that was in the hole. I look around for a hot minute before I continue. Have a little jetpack fun, because jetpacks are cool. But yeah, we just gotta push the block to make a landing so we can go through a door. And you know, I don't want to toot my own horn here. I don't want to blow my own whistle. But I gotta say, I think I timed that whistle blow very well. It was like right on where the door is. I'm just saying, like, very impressive. Everyone was able to come in. Watch out for that spider, he'll get us. And I like the way this, like, camera just flies upwards from the dirt. Smile detector. I think I also questioned if it was a camera because it was kind of unclear to me until it said it was a smile detector. And that point I was like, oh yeah, probably a camera. Most likely a camera. And then if we throw all our Pikmin at the rock, they can push it real fast. Which is helpful, but also makes me kind of wish we had that charge feature. This one's fun. This is when I said that these were charming. Because I like the Yellow Pikmin bopping themselves with a horn. I also like how we just collect all of them. You can see too, the ones that we get at that moment also flower immediately. So maybe it's more of an indication of how many Pikmin we have in the group. Like once we have, like, closer to 20, maybe it says, like, congratulations, you are flowers now. Again, unsure. Maybe it's just as you progress through the level, it just happens. There's a cool little door there. And a cool little hole here. And a grub that's sneaking up on us. Watch out, Olimar. He's gonna get you. Close one, Olimar. You almost got. And then I missed my chance to get that Sparklium, and it makes me very upset. Also, without me doing anything, the Pikmin immediately wanted to chuck that down. And I said, I'm glad I didn't throw them up there, because I think they would have blocked the door if they threw that block down. The second one. And I assumed... I'm actually not positive. So far, I think the max Pikmin we've had has been 20. I don't know if that giant block is had a, like, max amount of Pikmin that were needed. Because, you know, it was a big block. I kind of thought it was going to be a, like, keep Pikmin alive kind of thing. But it might have required 20 Pikmin, I'm unsure. I also learned from my mistakes with this weird chicken. Attacking the back is a little scary though, because he can turn around. I think he does actually, yeah, he gets someone. Tragically. So I definitely want to go for the top of the head. This is also a weird situation. So in the other room with the 2 blocks, you could see the light of the ship. And now, the light is here as well. So we basically ended up on the right side of where the ship was. I also have no idea what I'm doing right now. Also, that Red Pikmin, like, fell over. I thought he was dead for a minute. But this kind of ticked me off. So here's the last treasure, right? And it's like a little robot leg, I think. If it's not a robot leg, I don't know what else it could be. It's an Independence Monument, obviously. But, like, the ship's right here. So I assume if we had come from the left side by doing that puzzle without going through the cave, that we probably would have missed the treasure. Which, like, why would the ship not say, hey, there's a treasure there, you want to pick that up, Olimar? It has some Sparklium, I can sense it, it's right next to me, Olimar. So that just seems a little scummy, but whatever. We probably missed some stuff in that last zone, but as long as we got the treasure, that's all that matters. And look, the Pikmin are happy too. Granted, I let many of them die, but, you know, that was more of a learning experience than anything. And we got more than 100 Pikmin. Or we got a total of 100. You know, something like that. Let's check out our treasure log. I think I'm looking at, like, the treasure from 1x there. Analysis shows that this device indicates when the world will end. I noticed it stopped, though. Does that mean the world has already ended? Oh no! Gasp! While I pondered this, the SS Dolphin II told me to get back to work and that our journey isn't over until we get back to Hokatade. It's good to be reminded that my world is still out there. Positive thinking, Olimar. Sometimes I look so haggard and drained. Also, look how cute that camera is. There's a little Pikmin picture. I look so haggard and drained when coming back from an expedition that the Pikmin keep their distance, and the SS Dolphin II seems wary of addressing me. I need to... fortunately, now I have this device. All I have to do is stand in front of it, and I feel the urge to smile. But on occasion, trying to force a smile tires me out, and I'm back to square one. I need to turn objects around more often, because there might be fun little details like that I missed. Or almost missed. This reminds me of my son telling me that he wanted to be an explorer of the cosmos, just like me. It's touching that he looks up to me, but awkward too. I'm meant to be a pilot, not an explorer. But Olimar, you're a better explorer than you're a pilot. Which isn't really a fair thing to say. He's only really crashed twice. Once in Pikmin 1 and once here. Pikmin 2 wasn't a crash, and Pikmin 3 was like more of a Louis issue, I think. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Like, sometimes I just... I've detected indigenous creatures before, but the one up ahead is a doozy. Look, Olimar's gotta do his stretches. Be careful before heading into the next area, Captain Olimar. That sounds like it might be a dangerous creature. Possibly a boss fight? Maybe. I'll also say... the area showing up and only having one treasure and being called a shadow in the brush makes it seem like it might be a boss fight. I'm unsure if there's more levels that are like to the right of where 1C and 1D are. There could be, but it looks like we kind of filled out most of the area. I don't know what to really expect. I was kind of trying to look at the treasure menu to see if it would give us a good indication of how many more bonus areas there are. But 1X's treasure is actually past where the boss fight treasure is. So I guess we'll really only tell once we get to section 2, sector 2. Gotta check behind me. Nothing here. Keep walking against that wall. And this looks dangerous, especially when a cutscene plays. And when the Pikmin are scared, that's how you know there's danger. But wait, who's that? It's your friendly neighborhood massive Bulborb. Also, kind of upsetting to have the dual screen because of the weirdness of splitting the screens. It's cool to see his massive size and how easily you can beat him by attacking his butt. But, you know, this is my element, man. Basically fought him just like how you would fight anything in the other Pikmin games. Attack and then call the Pikmin back, or else they would have got swiped. And then I got scared of the grass. And in this situation, I'm in a corner. Best I can hope for is going under him, and thankfully it worked. And thankfully when he tried to snap at us, I didn't lose any Pikmin there. So then I basically just did the same thing. Honestly, this whole fight, I kind of just, like, immediately knew what to do. Which I would say is pretty impressive. And I would assume the corners are completely safe from him jumping us, which is why I went to the corner. And then he seems to still kind of follow our location. I start to try to throw there, but he kind of moves a little too forward. But hey, recycled him and no Pikmin deaths. Pretty impressive, right? I was happy with it. Look, Olimar's happy with it too. And the Pikmin are happy with it. We got the flashy monument. And we brought 20 Pikmin back to the park. And all of the Pikmin. So I'd say we did a pretty good job. Let's check out that cool log. Maybe we can look at the bestiary. Nope. But look, there's where the, so you can see there that the, trophy is before 1X's treasures. When I was a little Olimar, I did anything to get attention. I had to have the latest styles. I carried books around that had really long titles. This mysterious monument seems like a tribute to that little Olimar, shiny on the outside, empty on the inside. It's better to be shiny on the inside. I feel bad for Olimar. I think he needs a hug. And I don't think his family's giving him that hug. Potentially because he's always away at work. But I wish I could give him that hug. Granted, he's a small man. I think a hug might kill him. But he definitely needs some kind of affection. I'm reading a rich source of Sparklium in a nearby sector. It seems to be very wet there. I hope you brought your swimsuit, Captain Olimar, and I hope you brought some blue Pikmin. I also like this scene because Olimar is just going up and down a ladder. He's like, I think he's looking for something. He's like, huh, is it up here? Maybe I left my bowl of cereal downstairs. What a silly guy, that Olimar. But we're done with Brilliant Garden, unless if I go back to get the treasures I missed, which I probably will. And now we have Verdant Waterfront with Foaming Lake. And as you can see, blue Pikmin. Kinda nuts. So hopefully hopefully I won't mess up the mic next time. Fingers crossed, right?